The heart of longevity. Eat to love your heart. Not just a muscle, not just a beat, but the key to how long and how well you live. There's something profoundly sacred about the heart. Not just in the poetic sense, though yes, it's where we say love lives, where courage rises, and where memories echo. But biologically, spiritually, even philosophically, your heart is the axis of your longevity, the compass of how you age. And yet, so many of us only notice it when something goes wrong. A skipped beat, a tight chest, a diagnosis, a stent, a scare. Suddenly, the thing that's been working quietly for decades, loyally, rhythmically, without asking for applause, demands our attention. But what if we didn't wait until crisis mode? What if we loved the heart back before it cried for help? It beats for you every second. Let's start with awe. Right now, as you're reading this, your heart is performing a miracle. Beating over 100,000 times a day, without rest, without a break, without drama. It pumps blood through nearly 60,000 miles of vessels. Yes, enough to circle the earth twice. It supplies every organ, every cell, every memory you'll ever form, every tear you'll ever shed. And it asks so little in return. But we haven't always been kind to it. Let's be real. We overfeed it with the wrong things. We starve it of movement. We drown it in stress. We ignore it until it screams. And then we say, "Why didn't someone warn me?" So this is your warning, but also your invitation, not to fear, to love. The secret isn't in the surgery. It's in the soup. Here's the truth your doctor may whisper, but your grandmother knew by heart. If you want a strong heart, feed it like it's your oldest friend. The longest living people on earth, from the hills of Sardinia to the islands of Okinawa, don't worship at the altar of protein powders or fat-free labels. They gather around simple meals. They pass down recipes instead of pills. They eat slowly, thankfully, seasonally. And their hearts? They last. Not just long, but well. It's not magic. It's mealtime wisdom. They don't eat to stay skinny. They eat to stay connected to their bodies, to their land, to their purpose, to the generations that came before and the ones watching them now. Love is a verb, even on your plate. So what does it mean to love your heart? It means choosing foods that fight inflammation instead of fueling it, embracing fats that heal, like avocado and olive oil, while ditching the ones that harden your vessels like asphalt. Eating not out of boredom or stress, but out of care and clarity. Nourishing your emotional heart too, with laughter, with sleep, with community, with forgiveness. Loving your heart isn't a restriction, it's a reunion with the version of you that still wants to live long, live well, live joyfully. The rhythm of a long life begins here. So before we dive into the lists and facts, the antioxidants and omega-3s, let me leave you with this. Your heart has been with you for every birthday, every heartbreak, every adrenaline rush, every silent prayer. It is your first companion, the very first organ to form in the womb. If there's one thing worth loving back, it's this. Now, let's learn how to feed it, protect it, and honor it for all the years you still have left to live.
1. Why the heart is the first place to start. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide, especially for people over 60. But here's the kicker. It's also one of the most preventable. Most heart attacks don't come out of nowhere. They are built silently over decades. With every sugary bite, every fried indulgence, every skipped walk, and every ignored blood pressure reading, your arteries slowly stiffen, narrow, and betray you. The good news? That downward path isn't set in stone. The heart is remarkably responsive to care, especially from the food you put on your plate. What longevity research teaches us? Look at the blue zones, those rare regions around the world where people routinely live into their 90s and beyond without major chronic diseases. From Sardinia to Okinawa to Costa Rica, their secret isn't high-tech medicine or intense workouts. It's this: plant-forward eating. Simple, fresh, unprocessed meals. Regular movement. Community and purpose. The food they eat nourishes not only their arteries, but their souls. Every meal is a quiet act of prevention. Every shared dish is a celebration of life. And at the center of it all, the heart is protected. The enemies of a loving heart. Before we talk about healing foods, let's get honest about the culprits that damage our hearts the most. If you see these in your kitchen or weekly habits, it's time for a shift. 1. Trans fats, found in margarine, fast food, and shelf-stable snacks. They harden arteries like cement. 2. Excessive sugar. Raises triglycerides, lowers good cholesterol, inflames blood vessels. 3. Processed meats. Think bacon, sausages, and cold cuts. High in sodium, saturated fats, and nitrates. 4. Refined carbs. White bread, pastries, and sugary cereals spike blood sugar and insulin, encouraging fat buildup around the heart. 5. Too much alcohol. A glass of red wine with dinner? Fine. But regular overindulgence? It weakens the heart muscle over time. IV. The heart's favorite grocery list. So what should fill your plate? Here's your heart's favorite grocery list backed by science and time-tested by longevity cultures. 1. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Rich in nitrates that help widen blood vessels and lower blood pressure. They're like a natural blood pressure pill without the side effects. 2. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Packed with omega-3s that reduce inflammation, stabilize heart rhythm, and lower plaque buildup. 3. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. Small but mighty, they reduce oxidative stress and improve arterial function. 4. Nuts. Walnuts, almonds, and pistachios provide healthy fats, magnesium, and plant sterols that improve cholesterol levels. 5. Olive oil, extra virgin. A cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet. Anti-inflammatory and protective of your inner arterial lining. 6. Whole grains, oats, quinoa, and brown rice. High in fiber, they help remove excess cholesterol and keep blood sugar stable. 7. Beans and legumes. Inexpensive, versatile, and loaded with potassium, fiber, and plant-based protein. 8. Avocados. Rich in monounsaturated fats that raise HDL, or good cholesterol, and lower LDL, or bad cholesterol. 9. Garlic. Supports healthy blood pressure and reduces arterial stiffness, especially raw or aged. 10. Dark chocolate in moderation. High in flavonoids that relax blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Just choose 70% cacao or higher. V. Heart-healthy habits beyond food. Your heart doesn't live in a vacuum. What you do with your life matters as much as what you eat. Let's talk about habits that make a lasting difference. Move daily, but gently. You don't need to run marathons. A 30-minute walk, gardening, dancing, or Tai Chi can keep your heart supple and stress-free. Sleep enough. Sleep deep. Chronic sleep deprivation increases heart disease risk by up to 40%. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Manage stress wisely. Your heart listens to every anxious thought. Practice prayer, meditation, deep breathing, or even art and journaling. Mental peace is heart medicine. Cultivate relationships. Loneliness increases the risk of heart disease more than smoking. Community is medicine. Call an old friend. Hug your spouse. Join a group. VII, a day of eating for heart longevity. Here's a real-life example of a simple, affordable, heart-loving day of eating. Breakfast. Oatmeal with chia seeds, blueberries, and a drizzle of honey. Green tea or black coffee, no sugar. Lunch. Lentil salad with cherry tomatoes, cucumber, olive oil, and lemon. Whole grain toast, a small piece of dark chocolate for dessert. Snack. Handful of walnuts or almonds. Apple or pear. Night. Grilled salmon with sautéed spinach, brown rice, steamed carrots with garlic and herbs. Chamomile tea. VIII. Can the heart really heal? Yes, it's never too late. Research shows that with consistent diet and lifestyle changes, arterial plaque can shrink, blood pressure can drop within weeks, cholesterol levels can normalize, energy and mood can dramatically improve. Dr. Dean Ornish even demonstrated reversal of heart disease through plant-based diets, stress reduction, and social connection, and many of his patients were over 60. IX, the emotional power of eating well. Here's something we don't say enough. Eating for your heart is not about fear, it's about love. Love for the years you still have. Love for the people who need you healthy and present. Love for yourself and the gift of this life. Food becomes sacred when it's chosen with intention. A warm bowl of soup, a shared meal with family, a salad made with care. These are not just meals. They are quiet affirmations that you want to keep living. X, final word. This is the heart of longevity. If you want to live a long life, don't chase youth. Nourish the part of you that keeps you alive, your heart. Feed it, move it, rest it, listen to it, love it. Because when your heart thrives, everything else follows. Your mind, your strength, your joy, your longevity. So the next time you sit down for a meal, ask yourself, does this food love me back? If the answer is yes, then you're already on the path to living stronger, longer, and better.